Hey y'all, welcome back to Cuppy's Crochet Cove, and today we're going to be making a pumpkin. I'm obviously I made one in orange already, so today you're going to need whatever color you want your pumpkin to be, and you're also going to need green yarn and brown if that's what you want your twirly and stem to be. You are also going to need, ignore my bad pumpkin, you're also going to need stuffing and a pair of scissors and a needle. For me, on this one, I found that using these kind of needles that were bent, they were easier for me. But you can use any kind of needle. You know, I've got this one. This one's kind of long. I've got a shorter one than this. You can use this one. Or you can just use, well, this one's got gray in it, but you get it. You can use different kinds of needles, and I'm not saying I have a needle, any kind of needle issues, but you're free to assume. So anyway, you're going to need all of those wonderful things, and let's jump in. You're going to, oh, and by the way, I didn't have any antique white, which is what I wanted to use, and I'm shocked I didn't have. I probably do have some, but I couldn't find it. So anyway, I'm using the color Buff in Red Heart. I have another yarn that I really have gotten into, and I love, 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 love it, but I just don't have it right now. So anyway, I'm jumping ahead before I even say, but if you're not new to crocheting, then you already know you're going to make a slip knot. And whoop, pulling it tight, leaving the tail. Doesn't have to be too long. Mine's probably too long. I don't know. I don't know if it's too long or not long enough, because by the time I get to the end, I have a bad habit of changing my mind on what I want to do, because I made one and you never know. Maybe my second one I'll end up making it different. Because anyway, I might end up doing something different. So anyway, chain 22. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me rewind. I'm not going to do this all over again, and I forgot your hook. You are going to want to use, I'm trying to learn this. That's obviously not working. So anyway, you're going to want to use a G or 5.25 millimeter hook. I know I'm bad about saying, oh, you're going to need this size or that size, but in case you don't know by now, I do whatever I feel like at the time. I might go up a hook or down a hook. It's up to you. So anyway, chain 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And now in your third chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, we're going to half double crochet into that stitch, yarn over, and into the next, and we are going to go all the way to the end. So by the time you get to your end, you will have a total of 20 half double crochets, and I will meet you back in a minute as soon as I get done with this row on mine. Row 1 is done. Mine curled a little, and if yours did, just give it a little tug. It'll go back flat. So at the end of row 1, you're going to chain 2, turn your work, and working into the very first half double crochet, back loop only. Let me see if I can zoom in. Y'all, I'm playing with this since I'm figuring stuff out. Back loop only, half double crochet into that very first stitch, and back loop only in the next, and you're going to repeat that all the way down until you get to the end of round 2, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Row 2 is now complete, so we are going to chain 2. And no, I'm not using any kind of stitch markers because I know that there's 20 across, and so what I do is I count to 10 in my head and I count to 10 in my head again, but if you'd rather use stitch markers, that's fine. So for row 3, we're going to go into the back loop only again, and we're going to do that all the way across, same as we did for row 2, and you're going to repeat that all the way down to the end and repeat that pattern until you get to 25 rows. So this will be the 3rd row. So we have 1, 2, picture it 3, and whenever, okay, I'm goofy, I'm trying, whenever you get to the end of the 25th row, then I will meet you back and we will continue from there. 25 rows total. Be right back, y'all. Okay, I've completed my 24th row, and now we're going to get a long tail. I always get my tails longer than what they should be, but I would rather have too much yarn than not enough. So I'm pulling that all the way through now. And threading this. I ended up cutting my thumbnail too short, and I know a lot of people, they can fold their yarn and then push it. I can't do that to save my life. I have tried, so I need my thumbnail to grow back. I'm going to fold it in half, and this is real easy. Just go in. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to remember to move around and do better and all the good stuff. Anyway, you're going to go in the back loop. Well, no, actually, I'll take that back. We're just going to do it the easy way. Go through this loop and through the very back one after you've folded in half, obviously. I folded mine in half. And pull that right on through. And get this one out of my way now. Hot dog. Alright, and just go into the next. And I'm still going through my back loops anyway, but it doesn't matter. Just go all the way through each and every one. Make sure it stays even on both sides. Go all the way down doing that. There's no perfect way to do it. You can, but anyway, I'm just going in and out. and I'll be right back. Okay, now I've gone all the way down to the side, and I'm kind of coming up on the edge just a little bit for that very, very, very last one. I mean, the side edge, whatever. Okay. Now, you'll see these little ridges, so you're just going to go in this one. We don't want these tight, keep them spread apart pretty good. And at the next ridge, go over the next ridge and pull it out through the big, just in and out through the big holes that you see in between the ridges. I'm having issues sleeping, so I'm kind of sleepless as usual anymore. I don't mean to be going off camera, I'm trying. But it's 5 in the morning here, and I've been up since around 11:30 tonight. But keep going in and out. We're almost all the way around. I am anyway. I don't know where you're at. But, you know, you can pause the video if I'm going too fast, or fast forward if I'm too slow. Pause it, play with it, whatever. Okay, I am back to the beginning. So now you're going to pull this string. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop my needle right down in the middle of that. But I'm going to pull this. No, I messed up. I'm going to undrop my needle now. Y'all, I made this once and I forget it's not time yet to drop it or pull it through, because we want to get this good and tight. So now that we've closed that up, ignore that part. Okay, I'm trying here, and I know I did the other pumpkin, but I'm kind of still trying to figure out the way that I got this pattern in, because I got a lot more to do. I'm trying to get ready for a little craft thing. So anyway, now that we're at the bottom, keeping this pulled good and tight. There we go. I'll just zoom out as much as I can. I can't pull my camera back. My couch is close, and I won't be able to reach. So anyway, we're just going to sew this up as best you can. Sewing, sewing, isn't it lovely? I just made a little knot and I wasn't ready for it yet, so I'm going to undo that. And just pick places to sew around to get it good and tight, because we're going to stuff it and we don't want our stuffing to fall out. And y'all, I know this bottom ain't real cute, but this is the bottom. And it doesn't really matter anyway. Sewing, sewing. I'm about done. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want it tight enough where your stuff ain't gonna fall out. So yeah, you get it just back and forth and doing some kind of X pattern on the bottom. I think that's tight enough. It is for me. If you don't think yours is enough, keep on going. And find a hole somewhere along in here. Now you're going to bring your hook in through that center. Ha. And what do you know, I did do my yarn tight enough, or long enough. Make sure, look on the bottom, make sure it's, you know, you don't have any holes in the bottom. Alright. And this is why I said to leave the long tail up here, because my tail, even though I got it long enough this time, I'm just going to go in and out a little with that. Let's see, how am I going to do this? I don't want at the top this little gap. It's not going to matter, but I'm going to take my tail and just do a little knot here with this and go around and pull it back through so it won't pop out the top. Put that in there. Now for this, I'm going to go right where that is, and I'm going to do just like we did on the other side. In and out through the big holes on there. Well, there's the big hole. Oh, I came out through the wrong one, but that's okay. It doesn't matter as long as it gets closed up. But we're not going to pull this part immediately, because we got to stuff it. I gotta be coming up on the end sometime soon. It feels like I've been sewing forever. Y'all, I hate sewing. Yay, I'm back at the beginning. Sorta. Okay, now I'm gonna pull it up, get my yarn pulled all the way through. But I'm still leaving that on my needle, that yarn. Now we're going to stuff it. And I have an issue with overstuffing things. So fluff up your yarn, your stuffing. See, I'm just kind of holding it with one finger and pulling it, because here in the South we have humidity, so whenever everybody else is opening up their polyfill boxes and they're like, oh, it's growing out of the top. No, it doesn't do that here. You just open it and you open it and nothing happens. It doesn't come out, it doesn't anything. So once you fluffed your yarn, put that in there. And you definitely do not want to overstuff this. Got a little piece of orange yarn in there from where I had to pop this open earlier. And this was thoroughly stuffed, and I already used the stuffing one time out of that to make the orange pumpkin. So you can tell how much I really overstuffed that. And then whenever I get everything that I want out of here, I'm going to put the stuffing back in my stuffing box. I want a little bit more stuffing. But see, I just pulled this out. I'm going to get these little orange pieces out of there. I just pulled this out and it's nice and mushed up. But I'm going to fluff it out, because you don't want it too tight in there. You want it good and fluffy. And it's nice and full now. So whenever you think you have enough, and I think I do, not sure, push it to the bottom. And you can just mush the top with your hand and have a look. I want a little bit more, not much. I want it to be plenty stuffed, but not overstuffed, because I'm learning not to overstuff things and to fluff your yarn just a little bit more. I think that's a little bit. Anyway, now I think I've got it stuffed enough. Now pull the tail. There we go, that's good and tight. It feels so weird not overstuffing, but I don't want it overstuffed. So now, you're still not going to sew it completely up, but pick a few places to sew around, because you don't want it coming undone, that's for sure. And that would be annoying. And see, I do want a little hole, but not a big, huge one. And where you're sewing it up, oh, I got a piece of orange there, but where you're sewing it up at, we're going to cover that anyway. I'm going to go in the side a little here. I think that's going to do it for me. That one. And I want to make a little knot, so I'm going to come here and do that there. And do it again in the next space. Another little knot. And one more little space. I'm trying not to make it look too junky, but again, we're going to cover this anyway with our stem. Now that I've got my 3 knots, I'm going to go straight in the middle here. Find out where my needle, oh, it came through the center, but pull that on through any part. You can go through the sides, you can go to the bottom, you can go wherever you want to go. Pulling this down tight. Where are my scissors? There they are. And cut it, and then that piece of yarn, it'll go right back up into your project. Okay, I got it. Chain 11 and single crochet 10 across, and now this is going to be my 10th single crochet. Okay, now that's row 1, row 2, chain 1, turn, back loop only. Going into this first, and again, single crochet. This is how I do, because it's just easier for me. I grab that front stitch with my hook and push it through the back, and there's one back loop only. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. Finally, chain 1 and turn, and for the next, let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for the next 4 rows, you're going to complete, continue along this pattern and you'll have a total of, okay, I'm done with row 6, and you'll see there's 3 little ridges on there, and one tail's coming out one way and the other one's going out the other. So I'm cutting this yarn probably too long again, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. Pull that right on through, grabbing my needle, thread it, alright, and fold that. That'll get out of my way and I can keep it all straight. Fold it directly in half. And sew this side to the other side. Doesn't have to be perfect, they're real pretty. Just get that one going. Alright, and go ahead and sew the top closed. Whoops. One more time on this. Now I'm going to sew a little bit back from my seam. Now I'm on my seam. Now we're going to sew the seam shut. And turn that down. Oops. I'm not being very, very picky about this at all. I just want it sewed shut. I guess I should be a little pickier, but we're not stuffing it or anything, so. And if yours makes a little twist as you're going, that's fine, because I would rather it be twistier than not. Taking that out, I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to, because again, I don't like sewing. So for the end, I'm just going to tie these two together, make little knots. And besides, I don't like that little fringy looking end. And I'm rethreading. It's going to fringy end again anyway, because my fingernail, it won't grow. Getting our pumpkin now. And I wish I could make this zoom out a little bit more, but I can't. But I think I'm doing better than what I was. So this end, the bottom end, I think that looks really good. And this one, again, we're going to use that little hole that's left over. If I can get that out of my way. And take it in to that center where you see, or maybe you do, or maybe you don't, where you see a little bit of stuffing. Stick it on, and now start sewing your stem to your pumpkin, if it'll go in. Yay! And your pumpkin to your stem. My yarn's trying to come out of my needle. And stem to pumpkin. I'm trying to keep it centered in that hole as much as I can. And pumpkin to stem. Just pick a place where like, I had to go back on the stem because I noticed it still wasn't how I wanted it. I want my stem to be flush with it, and it wasn't flushed. I still had spaces there. And stem to pumpkin. Pumpkin to stem. My yarn's trying to come out of my needle because it knows it knows I do not like sewing, so it's wanting to be playing tricks on me. Pumpkin to stem. I know, how exciting is this? Pumpkin. Nope, that's stem. Stem to pumpkin. And pumpkin to stem. I'm trying to get it sewn on there where it's not going to come off and where it's going to cover up the stuffing as much as I can. So now I'm going to go straight through my stem for one, and then I'm trying to twist it up a little bit too. So 2, and picking another spot. I'm going to go a little bit, yeah, I'm going to go there. And you see how it's kind of twisting a little bit, like a real stem on a real pumpkin. I'm not very good at this, obviously. I'm looking for this string. Okay, it's called yarn, I don't care. I'm going to go through one more time. Close enough, because it's just not doing what I wanted to do, and I'm trying not to take up too much time on here, but I want it to be cute. I'll take that back. I'm going to go up one more time through the top. It's supposed to twist on its own, but obviously mine's not doing that, so I'm making it twist. I'm trying. Now I'm going to go back down through here to kind of hold it together some and see if that'll work. And I don't care if it curls. Oh, that's cute. I like that little curl there. Well, too late to pull it out now. It's going to have more of a curl than I wanted, but I think it's cute anyway. Now I'm going to take these two and tie them together. And I'm going to tie them again. And you don't have to do it this way. You can do it whatever way you choose to, but I like mine with the little twisty twirly. And I'm going to cut my yarn close. And close. And now, kind of lost its shape a little bit, but you can stuff it out. Stuff it. You can't stuff it. You sewn it shut. Silly. But you can reshape it. It's still reshapeable. I didn't stuff mine enough on this side, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. Because I'll fool with it later with the shape. So anyway, I have no idea what color this is. I know I want to say it's patty green, but I don't think it is. Sorry, the outside kind of came out. And I like working from the inside. So, yay. My dark green. This is going to be the stem. Oh, but not the stem, the spiral. Yeah. We're going to have a long, chain, tail, I'm confused, long tail, slip stitch, and chain 20. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now, 20 is going to give you this size spiral, and it's not exactly a spiral the way that I have it, and that's how I wanted it. So you can chain more if you want yours longer, or shorter you can chain less. But here's how you make a spiral. Single crochet into the next stitch, and 2 more times into that same stitch. 1, 2. And you're going to single crochet in each and every chain 3 times each. Now if you want yours to be a little bit quirky, you can like 3 here, 1 here, 2 here, mix and match it up and do what you want. But I'm going to do 3 single crochets into each chain and be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I've completed my last single crochet and cut my yarn, so I'm just going to pull this straight on through. Grab my needle, thread this tail, it'll go. Okay. I still got too much yarn. Oh well. Anyway, I'm going to go through this tail here and keeping it as close as I can to just the tail part and sew that on in. Alright, now I'm going to get the other, if it'll cooperate, pulling out our other tail. You can sew this in and out more if you want to, better than what you see me doing, but this is how I'm doing it. And then I'm going to take this on this side and try and I'm going to go through the next little space on here and go through there. Yep, that's cute. Go through that space close to that, but not the same space. Come out on this side. Before I get there, I'm going to put the other tail in if I can do it. I did it the last time, but I'm going to try and thread that through there. Hopefully it'll work. I'm on camera, so I get nervous, and I'm trying to learn this too. So go ahead now and pull both tails through at the same time. Whee! Alright, yay. Now I got both of them on. I could have done that the first time with both of them, but I didn't. Now I'm going to tie these up really, really tight right there together. And I'm going to do that again. Pull it really, really tight right down to the knot. And for the third time, because I like even numbers, but whenever it comes to my knots, I always do 3. I think 2 isn't quite enough. 3 is good, and 4 is too much. See, you're gonna see that for a minute, but I still didn't reshape this. Here, let me do it this way. Oh, something just went flying. It was it sounded like a needle. Anyway, there we go. And for the end, if you didn't twist yours, you can twist it with your fingers, because it might twist up a little. But I think that is super cute. Okay, this side's still not wanting to shape. So what I'm going to do, you can use your hook, punch it through the holes, kind of fill in the other side a little bit better. I'm going to continue to do this a little more off camera. See if that done it though. Anyway, I think it's cute. And I'm going to continue again to reshape. I could be doing this off camera, but you see I'm not. Maybe I'm just too picky and want everything perfect, but anyway, here we go. That's our pumpkin. And I think they came out super cute. And I would say I'm going to display these on my kitchen table with some smaller pumpkins that I'm hopefully going to make. But we don't have a kitchen table because it's just the 2 of us, and we don't need one. We eat in the living room at the dining room table. Anyway, please like and subscribe to my channel, and be patient with me as I'm hopefully going to continue to improve and do the best I can. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that fun, wonderful, lovely stuff. And thank you for watching, and God bless you all. Bye. 6 rows, and I will be right back with the rest.